Hey there, imaginary friends. I know. I could have done this a lot better, but scuff streams, not scuff stream sketches. If I ever make another playlist, it will be called Stream Sketches. Claimed it. I'm quite sure that's how it works. Yeah, I should have probably used the first song as a outro, but I lacked the patience and capabilities. Let's stay like this for a while and then I'll try to take care of other stuff, streamer problems. Sometimes I just wanna chill like this, but there would be no point then. Sound and visuals being static, non-existent, and I guess have to pay attention to my voice and stuff. But yeah, let's first set it up a bit better now. And I managed to fuck it up. Never mind then. Give me a long time now. At least you have some sound for a while now, and I might remember to do something else later on. I guess we can stay like this for a while. This should be it if I didn't forget something. So yeah, about the previous stuff, I made the mistake of checking some stuff before the stream. Saw a glimpse or two there, but I will not waste my time on it, literally. And I guess most of the stuff I said can be seen as constructive criticism, and why would I do that? But I will make some waiver disclaimers. I hope the music is not too loud now. It sounds loud to me, but hopefully it will not sound loud to you, and I might do something a bit I will still probably turn it down a bit at some point. I don't know, I don't have that much time, I don't know what I will be able to say. The point of this stream is to get as much out as I can and then focus on the latest stuff later on. This game and other games, hopefully. And when I say stuff, I said this before, I usually forget, and in a way it doesn't matter, but in other way at least I wanna talk about it before I completely forget about it. And sometimes I remember some stuff and I think, damn, that was good. But mostly it's good. I'm okay with most stuff, but I guess it comes down to confidence and comfort and trust, as fucked up as that sound. But my point is, don't trust me. Take a huge chunk of salt with everything I say, and stranger danger and stuff like that. I wanted to say something else, but fuck it. What I wanna say is I don't do any research. I pull stuff out of cyberspace and subconscious and ass. So who knows what vision I might get, and if it's a long term or short term, and if it has any value or not. There is probably a better way to say it, but fuck it, As for the intros, let me, okay.
Rico can speak like wicked. Some hosen call Rico a traitor.
Okay, let me state that let me try and see if I can say it a bit different. If you try, you can I don't know if you have it, I don't know how to say it in English. Those puzzles that you can see from different sides. I guess if you see it like that, you can see anything you want. But I will try to explain myself a bit better. For example, the intros. Okay, let me say it like this. There's a bit of producer in there. Maybe we'll get to talk about that. And I will keep on saying whatever whenever, because that's the essence of this stream, me doing some random bullshit. And the main point of this stream, if there is no that, then there is no this stream. But I lost my train of thought long ago. So maybe it's for the better. Let's just, like usually, wing it. So, yeah, I wanna talk about this, and hopefully after we get some new info after, I can focus on that after. depending on time, maybe even check the text document. So yeah, there's no point in. Yeah, okay, let's start it like this. There is that once again repeated plot. Garrosh had it at the beginning. I doubt that they will repeat the whole plot twist, but Garrosh also had that, questioning himself and being depressed just like Anduin. So, of course, I think Anduin is gonna have a much nicer path. Snap out of it. There was that pointed sword path, just like Arthas, but that was just a bad memory, I think. There is that part of Soul of Azeroth, or however, that reminded me, it doesn't look like it, but it reminded me of Solaris, which is nice for me. I mean American version. And yeah, they're really going through, Anduin and questioning his life choices in every way. His father's approval and Auntie Jaina, please don't. No. However, those intros of certain documentaries go. Auntie Jaina, no, please don't. I'm warrior of the light. Yeah, that's it. I mean, if they wanted to make that new nice Xelatath, or however it is called, demonic heart, or void heart, I don't know, to re-question his choices, I don't think it's gonna influence him at all. I think he chose his path for the most part, and I'm not gonna say that I guess it makes sense, but it's hard to pronounce, and if I ever mention her again, I'll just say Void Sally. I think that pretty much sums it up. So I like what they did with the Void Sally. I guess we can make something of a how it's called, connection there. I forgot now the word for it that I repeated many times, but segue, yes, segue. So Void Sally model is a simple but nice. I mean, if you remember those classic new cinematics, there was that one of a human female. Bam. Chekhov's gun fired. With that, those extra cultist accessories, like some face makeup or something. And Void Sally has also one. Like I said, I'm a simple man. She looks nice. Of course, everyone's gonna put her on the thumbnail. And exactly. See what you can do with only a little bit. I'll try to make a segue to the producer stuff later on. So those Void Sally markings look nice too. And I know that maybe they don't want to go overboard and make it, too. And they would probably just give it to Void Elves, but I hope they would do it to, I guess, other elves too. But it looks nice, it looks good, it's efficient, it's simple. people love it, and I think they should give to the humans those cultists, and not only humans, because cultists are from all races. Give those cultist markings too. It looks good, and they should do it. And I don't know how hard it would be to do it. And you give people options, give people nice things. I guess that's my point, and some things are not that complicated, I would think. So that's about the Void Sally. And about the yeah, I was out of options. I just decided to stream, and I thought of, in the light of the approaching events, and Darkmoon Fair is up, I barely go there anymore. I decided to go here. I got that dancing toy. I just went at it at some point. It can give you some other difficulties, but maybe if I only waited a year, I would have to do a bit less of it, but with those achievement changes. Okay, let's mention that too. I guess there's a lot to go through here. I mean, now to be optimal, and that's why I hate about expansion announcements, you pretty much are supposed to wait for some improvements to happen. I always hated that. And maybe we'll talk about use this segue later on as the monetization stuff. Yeah, about the gnome, I would forget that. I of course have no intention of getting that rumble pet. I mean, you can, but I will not. I will not bother with it. I'm not sure how it would work anyway. And as for the producer stuff, I don't know if it's the producer or whatever, but let's just call it like that. Let me take a drink first. Whenever I can, like keeping it in the bottle, less probability of some spill. And for example, I mean, I am all for options, I am for variety, but sometimes, I mean, you have a set world. That's the main point when you decide about the fantasy you want to portray. And then you can, go back and forth, but that's the main thing. Of course, money people, let's call them that, they want to expand. They want to get all the money out there. They want and they can. Now, they usually think, it's gonna be fine. Don't expect too much of a thought process there. And if they make a mistake, they will just dump it on some other people. I guess that's when the people that work on the game get in trouble for someone else. And seems Microsoft didn't really change anything so far. Okay, let's first talk about that monetization. I did say before some things I do remember about being fine with play to test. And sure, some of you might say, 3 days might not seem like too big of a deal, but it is, and it may lead to much worse things. And WoW is already monetized as hell. I mean, no pun intended there, but it is. And on top of it all, you add play to test. Play to test makes sense in a free-to-play game or a game that really needs some extra monetization. Now, it seems, segue after segue, it seems that WoW needs or wants more money, but the justification is not there. They have all of those, I guess I have to say it again, monetizations already. So this is really, I mean, they went overboard long ago. Okay, next time I will play some other music. Need to move that mouse. And yeah, about the fantasy. When you add new stuff in, it may not seem like it, but it takes away from the main fantasy. And it seems that they realize that, and you can tell that by two things. I mean, let's just wing it here. I mean, you are aware of the Bud Light example, and you wanna do it, get the money, but you don't wanna serve as a bad example. And by doing those, I mean, there are furries that played WoW, and Scalies, of course, and I think not really, but they kinda played it before anyway, and they had some options, but I guess WoW now realized that they need to go back to catering the main player base, and that's why they went BlizzCon. To me, I wanna be positive, but I also wanna talk about stuff. I had that feeling of being rushed, of we really want to get you guys back. There was a lot of that, and one of the most telling things for me was usually they would try to pull people back from classic into retail, and the severity of the situation is that they seem now to just want to get back people in any way. Classic, just come back and sub, doesn't matter where. And they are not used to having that battle. They're used to having, doing whatever and just getting the people. And you still can see that with them just focusing on the main expansion, because it seems there are a lot of people. I don't know the numbers they do. I can only, like I said, see some silhouettes and based my opinion on that. So it seems there is a number of people that would sub but would not buy the latest expansion. And you have noticed that a lot of new stuff is only being added to the latest expansion. It makes sense, but it also, there's already a bunch of things I didn't finish, so instead of going even further, I will try to do that.
Rico feel happy that Wicked is here.
Hopefully the music is not too loud. Probably is. My apologies there. So, yeah, like I said, it seems that they are reverting to the old aesthetic a bit. I also use that underground song because I really didn't expect for them with another Make It or Break It expansion for them to go underground. That's even risky for a patch. I hope you can hear this.
Rico never grouped the Wicked. Well, almost never.
I will see how that sounds and maybe do it again some other time or not do it. I'll see, I didn't wanna risk it. So, yeah, even for a patch, going underground is risky. I mean, I love what they did with the place, though it's still... I mean, if that crystal goes void, I mean, it's gonna be pretty dark. I guess, I'm gonna have fun here a bit. Of course, they don't mean that, but we want those basement dwellers to feel just like at home. It won't be an issue. We all know that and I mean, me saying this is one thing, but this all has been said by people with knowledge and experience. When there was barely any content, I went back and checked some interviews, and it was disheartening that me saying all of this, it's already been said, most of it, and like I said, by prominent individuals, unlike me, and still, okay, I guess they really wanted to do that, and I'm not saying anything against that, except for that it's a bit risky move. I don't know how it will resonate with people in general, I'm fine with it. Looks nice. I love what they did with the crystal. And the stuff I said about that interview, I mean, I will more talk about it at some other times when it makes a lot more sense and it has a lot more impact. So yeah, that would be about the underground stuff. Yeah, about the race. That's a bit overboard. That's a bit overboard. I know that there are counter arguments there, elves and stuff, but it's different. This is like giving those earthen to Horde, and like I said, it seems like a rushed decision. They wanted to pull back from those recent race additions, to some more hardcore ones, OG ones. Even Fortnite has OG now, if you have noticed. I guess it was on tip of my tongue for quite a while now, so I just needed to get it out. Maybe, I doubt that I will have time, but maybe more on that later. So giving dwarves pretty much to Horde, I think it was a bit overboard. It's like giving Alliance to Trolls or Tauren. I hope there is no reason to fear that, but still I'm scared. Was that some producer decision or not? I don't know, but I think that was a bad call. I think one of the reasons they did it is because of the curse of the mecha gnomes. Have you seen any recently? I barely see Valpera, so I don't know how much those extra race additions have any point, really. I don't know how many people play dwarves and new dwarves and in general, and how many of them will play these ones too. So on one hand, I don't expect too much of an impact, but just on a theoretical level, I think it's not that good. Now, I don't know, I was thinking, who knows, I lost that train way back. I don't know what I started to talk about. I guess those are the most important impressions. I forgot. There was too much for me to write down, and maybe I'll write down later on. Let me check the text document to get some stuff out, just in case. Okay, I can talk about this some other time. Okay, I guess I can talk about that too. the worst thing is I wrote all of this stuff down and I have no clue what it means because I hate to type. Okay, one thing, and it's way down there, so okay, there's some stuff. And hopefully I'll remember some stuff from the more current events now. Okay, maybe let's try to do that now. I mean, they know the numbers, and I'm one of many people that are completely perplexed with the Kata Classic. I mean, good for the people that are into it, but I think they just wanna bridge time gaps with it, see how many people will actually engage, and they are using, different they're pretty much just like Overwatch, that's trying anything they think of right now and just throwing, even kitchen sink at the wall, hoping it will stick. That K-pop stuff, somehow they made it work, but at first glance it seemed like way off comparing to their main fantasy, and that they are just doing copy pasta. I mean, even Fortnite is doing this. Fortnite OG, which kinda, I only played it for a little bit, seemed it was much nicer than I expected. I have issues with it, but these are all segues for some other stream. And somehow I'm exhausted. So yeah, that's the point of, but I guess they have, it's a double-edged sword. Like I said, they are used to doing one thing, and I mean, I guess making Cataclysm Classic wouldn't be too hard, since it's one of the newer expansions. There's that too. And even if it's a month of keeping people around, it would be worth it. And I guess they have to now they went from that comfortable position, they went to battling on many fields with uncertainty, and they are stretched thin with combined with talent being bled out. I guess they went from some comfort zone to a very bad position, and that's why you get all these various options. And they pretty much admitted that there are more people in Classic, and they wanna keep anyone they can. So that's the more grim innuendo and background there that is quite visible, I think. And my fear is for the retail, for the people there, and them constantly mentioning Legion, they will go into that Legion nostalgia. But if you remember, after VOD, Legion came with some grind. So if I were a retail player, I would be concerned with that they're gonna reintroduce some grind there. And one of the things when I was mentioning those latest expansion focuses with those account bound reputation only working for the latest expansion. They say they're gonna expand, but who knows when and what, so don't hold your breath. And as for my fellow free-to-plays, I doubt that they will give us that trial there. Not that I would be too interested in it anyway. I think the trial is in the retail, and that will be it. Though who knows, and it all depends on the player numbers. And Mists of Pandaria, Time Walking Wonder wasn't free-to-play friendly, though Vatlk Lich King was. So that seems it's there to stay, though I don't know what you can find useful there. Maybe free-to-plays can end these new reputation hopefuls can get some reputation from there. Mount has a level requirement, so you can see those concerns there. Let's see what else yeah. Okay, I guess I'll say this. I probably forgot some stuff, but fuck it, and if there is something, I'll try to write it down a bit more. Okay, let's go to some nostalgia land here. I know there was some old god in Silithus, and there was some tree, if I'm not mistaken. So I was expecting for I never had an issue with the sword. For me, it was just some Eiffel Tower or something. Music too loud. So I was fine there. And Silithus looked nice in the cinematic. But other than that, I think for me it was probably the least nice zone. I like the cultist, but I hate the hives, and I didn't really like the zone. I barely engaged with the new one. I don't know how that one looks. But like I said, I was fine with the sword. I wasn't fine with the zone. And since I think we got most of the old gods, I was expecting for the world tree to be planted there. I think that was a missed opportunity. Maybe they can still do it after. Replant it. Just put it there. And keep those night elves in Kalimdor. And what else? Yeah, I stopped caring about the law, and some of it was rational and some of it was irrational, since Wrath of the Lich King. Because I knew some of it, law, and when I when we didn't get until now that Emerald Dream, and we got those blood elves, those blood elf vampires, for me it was a sign that it was a grind, that is a everlasting treadmill, coming up with new stuff when you didn't take care of the old stuff. For me that was the moment, not to mention the red shirt guy. So for me that's when I stopped paying too much attention to law and started to pay more attention to the man behind the curtain. And when I started to look things a bit more from the realistic side, now still I wish them well, just like I wish well to other games, because competition is important. We can see that now, even if it's one of your own games. Okay, let's just say this and end it. You've noticed, and I think some of you, I guess I didn't talk about Classic Plus at all. I don't know who came up with, I guess the community came up with Classic Plus, and at one point I wanted to say Porridge Plus. They're gonna give you porridge and just put a leaf of some letters on top of it, but that was before I thought I saw whole of the Classic, because I'm not really interested in it. I guess there's some psychological term, hate of small differences. I guess it's too similar to what I'm doing, especially now with these new changes. But then I realized I didn't see the whole thing, and that there are changes, and I think it's good. Of course, from a non-classic player point of view, because it would be, there are new stuff, and I think they're playing it safe, which is good, and they can't just go completely in right away, and there is enough stuff announced, some things there. Like I said, I'm not too interested in it, but there is enough stuff, and I don't know how much those new spells are good or bad. Like I said, I don't engage with that, but there is something there, so that's, I guess, fine too. I guess. And I like the concept of the delves. They are not dark elves, they are some kind of new dungeon stuff, and if it's gives players options, it's good. How it will be implemented, we will see. But let's get back to the Heroes of the Storm. Did you see anything about it? I didn't really watch whole of BlizzCon. Mostly what I'm interested in is what I watched, but I haven't noticed anything. And that's exactly the point. if Heroes of the Storm, give me a moment. Now I'm thinking if I caught something, there was some of it around, and because my eyes are relatively good, because my eyes are the Trojan horse, if my eyes lower my immunity, that's when other stuff strike, including my throat. We'll see, because I don't know, my lungs are not that good now. So Heroes of the Storm, if it was the Blizzard's way, Heroes of the Storm would be as monetized as everything else. But because other games have the market covered, they have to follow along, and that's why the competition in MMOs is important.
See you soon. Real soon.